Evan, it seemed like the type of game that you would love playing in. Obviously, very quick, a lot of loose balls that you have to hit the deck for. How fun was that type of game to play in?
Very fun. The last two games we played Air Force in Mercyhurst. It was kind of a half-court game. We knew coming in this game, Arkansas Pine Bluff was going to get up and down, and that's how we like to play. So, yeah, it was a very exciting game.
Evan, how are you able to get to the line so quickly and obviously shoot the ball really well from the free throw line?
I would say part of it is experience. My freshman year, I wasn't really getting the free throw line. I was playing off 1 foot, not really playing off 2 feet, slowing down in the paint. And then as far as executing free throws, just working on it. I mean, we got to shoot 100 free throws before every game. I think that helps us a lot by our numbers. So, yeah.
I think you touched on it a little bit, but do you think that this early season is letting you and the whole team see a bunch of different styles and, get used to that before you end up in MAC play?
Yeah, I think it's very important playing different styles of teams. Coach told us not a lot of people really want to play Air Force. They play a weird game. It's out in Colorado. Mercier is kind of the same way. They kind of play a little funky game, switch a lot of stuff. So, and then this game, it's up and down. So I think just playing a variety of teams that do different things will really help us in the MAC.
Evan, from what I can tell, this is a career high. Obviously also from the free throw line, you're really, really good tonight. Can you just touch on the consistency and, just the role that you played this year, playing the point guard position and your ability to distribute, but also just those nights where you need to score a little bit more, and just do more for the team?
Yeah, I would say first off, it starts with the team. They give me full confidence. Every time I make a play, everybody's, patting me on the back, telling me how cool of a play that was, even if it really wasn't that cool. So I think it starts with them. And then I have a bigger role this year than I did last year. Last year, I kind of came off the bench. I was still trying to figure things out. This year, I feel like it's more just all gas. So, yeah.
It looks like the team's getting to the basket a little bit more this year. Do you think that's something that's going to help on those occasions when the threes aren't falling?
Yeah, I do. I think it's very important to score in different ways. You don't want to be a one-trick pony. Getting to the free throw line is something that even if you're not making threes, it's a way to figure out your touch. I went 0 for 3 in the first half from 3, made some free throws, and I made my 3 in the second half. So I think kind of finding your rhythm through free throws can really help.
I told our guys, I think most of the world, and all of our guys do too, man, we all get so obsessed with the results. And I thought it didn't feel like we really won the last game versus Mercyhurst. And it's not to take anything away from Mercyhurst, but I just didn't love our process leading up to the game. I just thought our details weren't there defensively, offensively, personnel, scouting. And it's on me. And I told our guys after we watched film of that game, we got to move on, but we got to learn, or else we're going to get, when you play with fire, you're going to get caught on fire every once in a while. And that's a problem. So I thought our guys the last 2 days were tremendous. Obviously helps to have Pete back. But at the same time, just our process overall, I thought was really, really good. It was tight. It was swift. We had to prepare very quickly, just like we do at MAC play. You get 2 days, you don't have a day off. And I knew we were going to play pretty well today. I thought our ball obviously moved very well. 25 assists, 11 turns. We found the open guy throughout the game. I think it started, with Ipsaro. And when you have Evan and Pete and Luke, when you got those type of decision makers out there, man, we're hard to guard, with our space and just we have so many different threats. And then you got Antoine inside. The way he's been playing this year, man, he gives us that inside force that we really need. We did a great job getting to the free throw line, especially in the first half, attacking the paint, whether it was via the drive or via post ups, and had a lot of success there. But like the progress we made this past couple days, and hopefully we can stay on this trajectory here leading into UNC Greensboro down in Jacksonville on Wednesday.
Coach kind of mentioned it. You had 5 guys in double figures, 8 guys recorded 15 minutes. Can you speak on this team's depth and how important that is coming into the grind that the season is?
Yeah, I think it's incredibly important, number one, to win the MAC tournament, right? To win 3 games in 3 days, you got to have incredible depth. Now, you're playing 40 minutes, maxing out, do or die basketball out there, so you better be deep. right? And we have a lot of guys. We have more than, honestly, we have 10 guys that I'd say I'd feel very comfortable playing in a rotation right now. And so we're going to use that depth of the pace of play, how hard we play. It gives us a chance to be really good. And there's times, listen, where freshmen are going to make mistakes, right? They're freshmen. And they always say the best thing about freshmen is they become sophomores a lot of times. So we need them to be sophomores by January. Right, that's my goal. For Kyle Waltz, for Tyler Robbins, for Trey Perry, those guys they can't be freshmen anymore, but they got to go through. You got to experience some failure, right, and some mistakes. That's the only way you can get better. And those guys, I think, are all really progressing and heading in the right direction.
Coach, how were you able to adjust facing a faster tempo team like this from the Mercyhurst and the Air Force games?
Yeah, man, I told our guys it's going to be a totally different game. I mean, it's been a snail's pace, Air Force and Mercyhurst, and they're hard. Both teams are very difficult to speed up, very difficult. So we knew tonight was going to be more of a track meet. They were top 20 in the country in pace of play leading into the game, which I think is more conducive for us. Honestly, the more possessions, the better, and that's the way that we want to play. I thought our guys did a good job. And part of it is our depth, what we just mentioned beforehand. It's like, listen, we can go 10 deep. Most teams can't. It's like 5, maybe 6, and there's a huge drop-off. For us, we got 10. We got 10 really good ones, and we're going to use that to our advantage.
And then in that first half, you saw a lot of deflections. What did you like seeing from the chaotic pressure of the defense?
Yeah, I thought we were really, really active with our hands and ball screen coverage and gaps. We were making them play in crowds. They have a couple really, really good one-on-one players, and we knew that going in, and we wanted them to see bodies. Don't let them see space. And then our ball screen coverage, I thought, was really good as well early on there in the first half, creating deflections out of pick and rolls and stuff, which created some offense off our defense.
Antoine with 14 points and 7 rebounds today. Just speak on his improvement around the basket this season.
Yeah, I think he's playing with a lot of confidence. I've said this before, like Antoine, he's a hub. You could throw it into him and good things are going to happen. I think he had 3 assists as well today and 0 turns. We're going to play through him a lot in the low post, at the elbow, top of the key. He's a hub for us, and we didn't throw it in as much last year. Last year's team was a little bit different than this year's team, and every year's a little bit different. The first thing that we put in this summer was putting an emphasis on throwing the ball inside to Antoine. And you just saw his growth, because I really think he could score down there, and eventually he's gonna command double teams, which I think is a sign of respect, right? And then he's good enough; he can really dissect you. And we have a ton of shooters out there. Then we're gonna start getting a ton of threes, and it's just another way for us to get a paint touch, which we track obviously throughout the game.
I guess traditionally, Miami basketball probably isn't exactly known for, getting up and down the court all that fast. When you came here, did you start to kind of your recruiting a little bit in mind of getting to where you seem to be going now, where you can do that?
Yeah. So year one, I always point back to 2 games. All right. And there are 2 games that really stick in my mind in a bad way. We got blitzed by Indiana State. Blitz. I mean, it felt like it was 100 points at halftime. I swear to goodness it did. And just the speed that they had, the size, the length, I was like, man, we need to look like that. Whatever we got to recruit, we got to get guys like that. And then Marshall did the same thing. Coach D'Antoni came in here, and it was close for about 16 minutes, and then they just blitzed us as well. Same thing, the pace, the size, the length, the skill. I was like, man, we got to look like that, is what I told our staff. Like, those are the type of guys we need to get here. And both those teams were really good. Marshall won probably 24, 25 games that year. Indiana State, I think, won 24, 25 as well, and competed, won their Missouri Valley Championship that year as well. And, so we made a huge point on getting skill, speed, right? And we want numbers, and we're strength in numbers. That's how we're going to play. Like, we're going to play 9 or 10 guys and maximize our roster, and we're going to wear teams down. At some point, we're going to go on our huge run. We don't know. I always tell our guys, not a matter of if, it's a matter of when we're going to go on our run. The other team's going to crack at some point. We just got to wear them down.
You've talked a lot about how Evan makes everybody on the court better with all the things that he does and everything. Today, you also had Skaljak and Suter combining for 10 assists. And I mean, you look at that one play down there where Suter goes baseline and throws it behind his back, no look to a guy who's got a
phenomenal.
2-foot bunny, and it really shows what you got going there.
Yeah, I mean, those guys, again, it's part of what we recruit, guys that have elite feel and elite IQ. They see things. Pete, Evan, Luke, you talk about those three guys specifically, man, they're incredible decision makers. They can use pick and roll. They can push the ball. They can play off driving kicks. Honestly, Pete can play out of the post. Luke can play out of the post too. We haven't started doing that yet, but he's really good down there for a guard. We got great decision makers, and we have really good space. I always say great spacing leads to really good decisions. Bad space leads to cluttered decisions where you get sped up a little bit. And we play a lot of 5 out, which I think helps those guys as well.
Coach, Evan, he's a guy who knows how to get to the line. He almost gets 10 points a game in recent games from the free throw line.
Yep.
What does that allow your offense to do, knowing that you have a guy who can go and get you points?
Yeah, I think getting to the free throw line, number one is you look at most efficient. How can you get your best shots, right? You always say layups, always going to be 1. 2 is going to be getting free throws, and 3 would be threes. Last would be non-paint 2s, right? And Evan just has that burst. He shot out of a cannon. He just plays north and south. He puts so much pressure on you, and he's so physical, and he's so strong. And he's been that way since he was a freshman in high school. I remember the first time I saw him play, and he's a bullet, man. He's relentless. He puts pressure on you with everything that he does, man. It gives us a huge advantage, and allows us. He's kind of the engine to our offense, right? That allows us to get our pace right, and he's a game changer.
Coach, speaking of Evan, we talked about a lot of different guys just taking advantage of opportunities. Obviously, he didn't have quite as much opportunity last year, but how impressed have you been, with the jump that he's made with that opportunity that he's been given?
Yeah, super proud of him. Last year we kind of had a two-headed monster. It's kind of the point guard position, so to speak, and he didn't start. Evan didn't, but he became our closer in league play, and I thought he really took off in league play last year. And then, he's got obviously a bigger role this year. With just our roster that we have, and Evan's taken full advantage of it. I mean, like just every single day. And he had an incredible spring last year, off the charts spring, off the charts summer, great fall. I mean, it just obviously leads into what he's been doing so far this year. I mean, he's everywhere. I mean, he's out there. He's getting a deflection, and it doesn't look like they're about to get a layup, and it's like all of a sudden he's there. It's like, man, how the heck did he just get right there? He's the fastest guy I've ever seen, man. He's got like Christian McCaffrey type feet out there, man. Like, he's so fast, and then he just finds everybody, makes everybody better. He's always under control. He gets to the free throw line. He shoots the ball well, man. He does everything, and I think he's really been able to showcase his full skill set this year.